champions like Orianna, that's a forward champion. Morgana, you flash into them, you ult. Heimerdinger doesn't have that potential. So the big issue is he doesn't have a lot of just, upfront burst. He has great poke and with his W and great pushing potential, though. So it is a cool pick. We'll see what they end up going with this game. A lot of standard bans, Maokai, Alistar.
Same, pretty much.
Both out of there.
This is the same bans that M5's done all series. Same bans from Curse.EU that they had game number 1. They're just going to let the Nocturne fly, and M5 may very well actually take it up if Curse doesn't grab it here. And now just jamming on that random button, man. Curse is just trying to think of something that can actually, force back this massive onslaught.
Yeah, and I would expect normally the Nunu pick here, just because it is a really standard pick, but Curse hasn't really been having luck with their standard comps in the past, so they're fine with switching things up.
Yep.
We'll go with the Aurelia, and Anguish in the top lane has been fantastic with the Aurelia, so we'll see how they can do. Unfortunately, Darien getting Shen once
Still
again.
open. Yeah.
And Darien, is one of the strongest top laners in the game, and we saw game 1 how abusive he was against Anguish in the top lane.
Shen has been secured for M5 this entire series. He's been the constant presence. That global's so good, and now Nunu going to be grabbed away from Curse.EU here if M5 decides to take it.
Yeah, M5 is perfectly fine with that because both of them, they both like running the Nunu, but here's the issue. Aurelia, she needs to be able to dive into that backline, and Nunu can just split the front and backline very easily. He has great separation, so it's going to be difficult for Aurelia in fights. She could really struggle, and then, potentially they can continue to dominate the bottom lane. I get it, Curse. Domo-E, whoever you are, we've seen you 1,000 times. I get it. You exist. Are you like trying to be friends? You want to be friendly? You're like sad. You're sitting alone and you want to be friends. Whatever. Regardless, some nice picks from M5. Ezreal and Blitzcrank for Curse. A very strong bottom lane as well.
We'll see if that Blitzcrank can actually grab something for them there. But Ezreal combos very well with it too. You get all the bursts you need. So you'll see if we can actually make any kills happen there. And the Shyvana being considered here for M5. And you know what? These are the originators of the Shyvana there in the jungle. So we'll see where that goes.
Yeah, and so unfortunately, Curse Domo-E doesn't want to be my friend. I hit accept and he declined. But Shyvana, yeah, Shyvana is a really strong pick, and they've run it a number of times. Lee Sin as well, definitely works. It is a common pick. And Misfortune, I actually love the Misfortune Nunu bottom lane. It's one of the strongest bottom lanes in the game. For those of you who have forgotten how strong Misfortune can be, her damage output is phenomenal, and having the Nunu as well. Corki's been working out for them, though, so, that's fine. I was excited about the Misfortune, but, break my heart again, Gensha. Just go back to the Corki. He has been crushing with Corki.
Yep, Corki and the Lee Sin more than likely going to be going into the jungle there. But since most of their lanes have pretty much already been decided here, not going to see the Super Bros, Lee Sin and Jax here. M5, they still need to pick up their mid, and there's a whole myriad of champs available for them. They could go with the Karthus once again. Tarek being
Wow, so they're going Blitzcrank jungle. I'm actually really excited about this because I love Blitzcrank jungle. I've played it a number. I've seen it some in competitive play, not a lot in competitive play. But Blitzcrank, he's very similar to Nautilus. He has the movement speed, though, where you can get that fast initiation. So having the movement speed, that's a huge advantage over Nautilus because Nautilus is actually really slow. So that's really cool. The silence as well should be pretty interesting. His ganks are phenomenal, and he can snowball very quickly.
Still got to consider who's going to be going mid, though. And Orianna makes sense.
Yeah.
If you're going to have someone with so much move speed like Blitz getting into the middle of these fights, or someone like Aurelia blade surging in, you might as well have someone there to go ahead and connect with that huge ult. And now it's just a matter of who is going to go mid for M5. They've got a lot of options. Gragas works. Zyra's still open.
Yeah, they could also go with a Kassadin, but Gragas definitely makes sense with their team. And here's the big thing. Karthus really wouldn't have worked with Curse's team, and the issue with Karthus is if you can't force the enemy to fight you. Now, M5, they have a lot of frontline damage dealers, so that would be very nice, but they also had the Gragas pick, and Gragas does very well against Karthus. They had that open pick, at least. And if Karthus, despite how well Moopsy might farm as Karthus, if they might not be able to force a fight on M5, and M5 could kite around them, or whatnot. So Orianna, definitely a nice pick. Works very well with Aurelia, as we've said in the past, is a very safe pick in that mid lane. And I don't know, we'll see how they can make this work, but I'm definitely excited for that Blitzcrank pick. His hooks are just absolutely phenomenal if you hit them.
So this is why I worry about Curse, is that they've realized game number 1. Let's play something standard. Let's see if we can't make something happen. No, didn't quite work. And now, and you see this a lot from a lot of pro teams when they realize that their tried and true tactics don't quite work. Then you see them go a little blue, and you see them try way out strats to see if they can't find something that their opponent will be unprepared for. The Heimer worked for a little while, game number 2, and now we'll see if the Blitz in the jungle can't make something happen here. So let's talk a little bit more about Blitz in the jungle. So he's going to be going up against the Lee Sin. First off, let's talk about speed. How fast is he going to be?
He's actually kind of slow. That's one of the big issues with Blitzcrank. He can do decently. His early clear will be okay because of his knockup. His knockup's actually very strong, along with his W. Those two combined turn him into an 80 bruiser. I'm actually, you know what? Let me check his runes and masteries, because I'm curious whether or not he'll go into a Wriggles. Because if you get a Wriggles on Blitzcrank, you can sustain and be an incredibly fast jungler. However, otherwise it could be kind of tough. He does have attack speed, so we'll see. Possible. He does have a couple of options there. That is possible. Running 0-21 and 9, so that would be very strong. Now, see, here's the thing. Blitzcrank early on, you're going to get very low in the jungle, and then as the game progresses, if you don't go with that Wriggles, it's going to be difficult to clear the jungle. Blitzcrank really struggles clearing a lot of the jungle minions, so he can fall behind in experience levels, compared with someone like Lee Sin, who's going to have that great jungling speed. However, if Maluno can get off to a good start, if he can get any sort of early kills, like, God forbid he gets the first blood, then he's just going to be able to snowball so quickly and be able to take control of this game.
Not to mention that once he hits 6, once Blitz hits 6, that clear speed is going to just ramp up huge.
Yeah, and you also have to consider Blitzcrank. He's a very strong tower diver as well with his passive, that mana shield. If it pops, then no big deal. You're looking great, but he also has the silence. He has a number of CCs. You run in. Usually, you don't want to lead with the hook because it's pretty easy to dodge, and particularly with champions with high mobility. So M5, they have Darien in the top lane. He has high mobility. He's going to be able to dodge those hooks. Gragas, he has the body slam. He's going to be able to dodge that, and then bottom lane should be pretty safe as well. But what you want to do, you close as much distance as possible, try and get the knockup, and then after they flash or something like that, you hook them back. You have the silence as well with your ultimate. And with Aurelia, they have great follow-up with Aurelia. Aurelia can potentially get them kills in the top lane. So we'll see what they can do there. Bot lane as well with the Taric, they have some options there. So they have some aggressive lanes, but M5, if there's no jungle presence, if jungle presence isn't taken into account, their lanes are just phenomenal. And bot lane, Corki and Nunu should have an advantage over Ezreal and Taric. Top lane, Shen will have an advantage over Aurelia. Mid lane should mostly be a free farming. So a lot of it's going to come down to how much pressure the junglers can put on the game. And Diamondprox with Lee Sin, he will be faster than Blitzcrank, and he will try and counter out some of his aggression.
Now, we also saw there from the masteries that he is going 0-21-9. He's looking for that defense. He's looking for that utility. Are we going to see a similar build onto this Blitz as we would most other utility junglers?
That's very common on Blitz. You can start off and play him as a support jungler with Philosopher's Stone and Heart of Gold and stuff like that, and that's fine. That's a strong build on him. The concern is that he isn't the fastest jungler. So if you fall behind at all and you're going that build, you don't have a good means of catching yourself up, and that's the big issue with jungling him. So like if he falls a level or two behind, then that's going to grow into a 3-level disadvantage, a 4-level disadvantage really quickly. But yes, Gold Pretend builds are definitely strong on Blitzcrank.
We will see, man. This is the first time I personally have been seeing this, so I'm crazy excited. And also, Heimerdinger last game, it was huge. I liked it. I enjoyed it. It's been I don't think we've actually seen Heimerdinger on our stream actually since IPL 3. Even
it's. I know it was played some last year. I can't think of a single instance of Heimerdinger being played at all this year. I know that Dan Din played it some on Epic near the end of the year, even after Heimerdinger was nerfed. And the big thing is Heimerdinger is all about control. It's about controlling, the jungle, controlling the buffs, controlling Dragon and whatnot. And then, it's just difficult for the enemy team to force a fight into you because they have to run through your turrets, and you're just going to kite them, and they're going to take a lot of damage as they try and chase you down. But yeah, it has been quite some time.
So this is it. This is if M5 can actually win this game, they will win the series. They will win the best of 5. Winner of the series will get $2,000 American. Second place, it's still good. $700. It's not
and a
too
high
bad.
five
And,
from Nick Allen.
High fives all around everybody. You know, from Nick and the rest of the team. With,
Actually,
you know,
if Nick's out there, I'm sure he's listening. You need to get in here and you need to be the audience.
No,
like,
no,
so when,
you don't have to do that.
I want the cheering
Someone
section.
needs to mod chat.
Well, all right.
Someone needs to mod chat. Someone needs to get some
But
control there.
He can stand by here, and if you know, M5 wins or if Curse wins, he needs to get the chance going.
Gosu Pepper out there looking to defend that blue, but Curse, they're looking for this really aggressive invade. But now with that peek out from Angish, M5 knows exactly where they are.
You
don't need to
get
see
vision for the hook.
Yeah, you don't need to see all of them, but they're just looking to see if they can't bait something out. I'm pretty sure Gosu Pepper also saw Malunu actually dipping on out of that bushes there. So we'll see where they go from here. But Curse, they are definitely setting up. That's one thing you can do with Blitz is that you can just go ahead, grab that blue right over the wall, take it pretty easy, and there's not a whole lot you can do about it other than have your entire team come around and try and stop it.
Yeah, and they have the ward here, so that was a nice job making sure that they can keep vision of M5 because M5. You know, they're not really sure if they have vision right now, and they want to try and fight them as they're going. Excuse me, as they're going for that blue. So we'll see if they can force that. It is a 5v4 because Aurelia is leaving
in the mid lane and laughing her ass off.
Oh yeah.
So now Angish, he's just waiting. He's trying to see if something can't be baited out. You do have Diamondprox actually go down. Maluno, will you go grab it? No, gets a small minion. You see Diamondprox intentionally taking the blue golem and pulling him out and have the smaller minions be there and play interference. So Maluno, you got to make something happen here. Can you make something happen here? Gosu Pepper going to be returning to lane. Not going to happen.
And now Maluno is actually screwed right now as Jungle Blitzcrank because he started off with the hook. He isn't able to get some early levels. He needs to get a kill to catch back up. So he's just going to be constantly pressuring them. And if they get the stun from Tarek, if they get the pull as well, they might be able to pick it off. But with the Valkyrie on Corki, he doesn't have it yet. With the flash, it's going to be tough. Zinnik actually using his flash to try and get in range. We'll get the stun on the Gosu Pepper. They're actually doing a lot of damage. Gosu Pepper with the flash, but the hook into Genja, and Gosu Pepper just barely living. Slepper almost going down. One more attack, and Genja picks up the first blood.
No, this is bad. This is really bad for Curse right now. This is equivalent of a Jungle Omumu starting bandage toss.
He can't jungle without with his hook, and that's the big issue. It's a huge risk. So Lee Sin being able to control his own blue buff, Maluno he can't jungle right now. He needs to sit in lane and steal the experience. As a result, Diamondprox comes right over here. He's like, "Oh, your bot lane still? I'll take your free blue then." That sounds perfectly fine to me. And there's the big issue of Jungle Blitzcrank. He's still only level 1. His smite is up though. That does allow him to kill the Wraith if he wants to hit level 2. It's going to be tough. I don't know if he can kill the red. Yeah, so he's not going for the red. He's going straight for the Wraith just because he needs some quick experience. And that's going to be tough. In the meantime, Alex Itch chasing down Moopsy, almost picking up that kill there. We will have the hook from Maluno. He's actually flashing in with the punch. Alex Itch will flash out. The hook, can he get it? The pull! Alex Itch, one more attack, will go down to
Moopsy. Moopsy with that auto attack from a distance. There you go. Maluno still behind, though. Still needs to catch up, and your blue is gone. But it could be worse.
It could be worse, and that helps some. But you see, he has to kind of sit in lanes and get experience, and that's the struggle. If Blitzcrank gets off to a good start, you can jungle fine, and he can be a very fast clearer and be fantastic. But early on, he really struggles, particularly if he's set behind. And so we'll see what kind of pressure Diamondprox can put on him. Diamondprox has a 2-level advantage on him right now. Blitzcrank can't take red buff. Like, he's just not going to be able to do it right now. So we'll see what he ends up getting. He'll probably have to go back to base, buy a cloth armor just to sustain in the jungle, but it is going to be an uphill battle the entire time, which is going to shut down some of his ganks. And so a lot of times on Blitzcrank, you're still going to gank anyway. You need to get off that early pressure, but that means that every single gank that Blitzcrank pulls off, if you don't get a kill, you're falling further and further behind in the game.
Bot lane is still being pretty aggressive, and Angish trying to defend here against top lane, but now Diamondprox, after all of that time in the jungle, all that experience, is going to be a non-issue quick kill top lane. And now, that's the thing too, Lee very far ahead. Level 5 now, in comparison to Maluno at 2. Level 2, 3 levels ahead, this jungler from M5, 5 minutes in.
This guy.
Huge. This guy.
Yeah, no, it's really tough. The hook not able to hit, and again, he just keeps on setting himself further and further behind because he needs these ganks. Being able to sit mid, will be nice. He needs to catch up on golden experience very quickly because of how far behind he is. But it's going to be a serious uphill battle. Despite only a 1K lead for M5 right now, Darian, he's now in control of top lane, and we saw in game number 1 how successful he was able to be in top lane against Aurelia. And then bot lane is also in M5's favor, and they're not going to have a jungler. So not having that jungle presence, whereas Lee Sin is just way ahead right now. Level 6 on Diamondprox versus Maluno just hitting level 3 in the mid lane. That means that Lee Sin can be extremely aggressive and just constantly abuse Curse.
Lee Sin, who's a very aggressive jungler, a jungler who relies on kills and is getting those kills. Yep. And once he does hit 6. Did he not buy his Dragon's Rage? I don't think he did. No, he's passing on it for now. Wants to level up that shield and the wave separately. So yeah, he doesn't even really need it, I don't even think, at this point.
Yeah, and the interesting thing is that is actually a really interesting build on Lee Sin because he recognizes, all right, I want to continue to control the jungle against Blitzcrank. I want to be able to shut Blitzcrank down. How do I do that? Does Dragon Kick help me there? No, not really. Am I looking to get any kills on anyone that I can, that I'm going to need Dragon Kick? Like if he goes top lane, Aurelia is going to die regardless of whether or not he has Dragon Kick. The Taric stun onto Ghost Pepper, though, the exhaust as well. Maluno should be able to get this. The hook back. Ghost Pepper going to get knocked up as well. One more attack. They just can't finish it. There was he didn't have the mana.
Oh my god. Disastrous.
And so M5 turns it around, and they're just in the perfect position right now. Lee Sin, he's actually going, so this is why he didn't level the Dragon Rage. He's going for the fast dragon without a Wriggles.
He does have the razors, though. He does have the razors that should be fine, and this is one of the best things you can do with Lee Sin, too, is you have a shield that is sufficient, you have your wave, which is plenty. Man, it's been a long time since I've just solo dragon that early. Like, even before those changes came in, where you had the attack speed slow and stuff. That's like the last time. The barrel whiffing from Alex in on bot lane. Zinnik not going to be blown back, but that's a good attempt. Good attempt at M5. They're in that kind of position where they can do that.
Yeah, a little bit of guesswork trying to figure out where Taric was. They had vision, but thought he might back up a sec. So, yeah, they won't be able to grab that. But with the Dragon, they have a 2K gold advantage right now. Maluno, he will be able to take down this red, but he's going to get actually pretty low from it, and you're going to see that. And that's one of the issues with Blitzcrank early on. So you see he's just taking a lot of damage doing just the red buff. But with the red buff, Blitzcrank's ganks are phenomenal, and even at only level 4 after that red buff, he's going to be able to put a lot of pressure on lanes. If you get a knock-up on someone, you're going to be able to chase them down through the lane and probably get the kill.
Anguish looking to defend against that push from Darian. Darian is also got his ult, so whenever he's needed in any lane, he will be there for that protection. Diamondprox still has great control, and also knowing that he stole the blue, he knows when the timer is. He may actually just duck on down and take it for himself. He already gave the friendly blue to Alex in the mid. You might as well take the other one, and you see he's going right in for it. He's making his way on over.
Yeah, and Blitzcrank is, getting kind of low right here. He won't be able to duel with Diamondprox. And if Diamondprox can kill it before he gets there, he should be able to take it. Orianna going for it. The slow from Ghost Pepper onto Slepper. He's going to be able to back off. But in the meantime, Diamondprox sitting up top, waiting for his opportunity.
Yeah, not opting for that blue. But he's actually, Orianna and Blitz aren't even going for the blue. They're going to help up top lane. But to realize that there's no danger there imminently, they should actually just fall back. They're not going for it. Why are they not taking the blue?
Well, we had seen that previously. They're going to take the blue now. In the meantime, Alex Itch coming behind. This time he does hit the ultimate. Slepper still is able to get out of there with the flash, but Zinnik will go down. And so we had seen this in the previous games, and the big thing is Curse expects a lot of times Moscow 5, they come in for those really aggressive ganks from the Tribush here. And so when Curse is expecting to go in for that blue, they're like, hey, we're up here anyway. Let's check out, make sure that Anguish doesn't die while we're busy taking this blue. So just a really nice job there with that map presence. In the meantime, the body slam for Alex Itch. This barrel is going to do it. One more auto attack. Slepper can't get out of there.
Alex is getting pretty huge right now, but meanwhile, top lane, you do have Diamondprox with that shield action. Is level 7, did buy a point into Dragon's Rage, and boom, kick to the face. Chuck Norris style, taking out the Aurelia.
Yeah, and it's just really difficult for them right now, or for Curse right now. Maluno, he is level 5 now. he is starting to catch up a little bit. He has that or that Philosopher's Stone. How much gold does he have? So a little bit off of getting that Heart of Gold as well. And yeah, so later on in the game, he's going to be okay. If they can hold off, Moluno will be fine. He's going to be strong regardless of how many items he has, and that's the same for all support junglers. Regardless of how your items are building, you're going to be very strong later in the game. However, the early game, he's not getting quite the ganks that he would like to. Goes to Pepper walking right into him, so he's going to get some nice damage here. Orianna and Tarek might be able to close in on it, but they have to worry about Lee Sin and Gragas and how far off they are.
The hook will not be landing its mark. Goes to Pepper. It is a flash used, though, so good on that for the very least. But this is the thing, though, it's still a wide margin to come back from. But Ghost Pepper actually in pursuit. Zinnik camping out the bush, getting the stun down. Pop-up coming in from Moluno. There is the hook. There you go. That's a kill to the Blitzcrank credit. You got the Ezreal coming down in as well. And nice. Slepper grabbing that kill onto Genja.
Yeah, really nice opportunities from Curse there, catching M5 out of position. And so M5, because of their huge lead right now, they just aren't really expecting Curse to go on the offensive. Gragas, in the meantime, trying to pick up the kill on Orianna, wasn't able to do it. We'll see how Anguish can try and stabilize this lane, because with that magic resist and with the Heart of Gold, he should be okay. But he's dashing onto Darien. His dash is down now, and the Darien taunt followed by Diamondprox. The kick in, the slow. Anguish, he doesn't have a lot of opportunities. The kick underneath the turret to make sure he can't get out of there. And it's going to be kind of a long chase, but he's going to be able to finish him off for the kill.
Diamondprox with the wave does manage to follow up. Doesn't even need to get that last hit in. The red buff will go ahead and take care of that. Easy peasy. Another kill for Diamondprox. Lee Sin 3-0-0 at this point. Most kills on the team. He's doing very well for himself. Alex is getting pretty farmed as well with that lucky pick and be helping out that income as well. But Moopsy getting some free harass as Alex needs to stumble on back to tower.
Yeah, he's a little low, so he probably will just use his combo to clear the next minion wave and then try and get out of there. But the ultimate, Alex Itch actually almost going down, but knocking Moopsy back underneath the tower, just barely getting out of there with the shield from Diamondprox. Beautiful play from M5.
That was very beautifully done. But Genja, meanwhile, bot lane, though, the shield from Shen will actually help him out big time, and Shen coming in with the taunt will get the kill down onto Zinnik. Slepper and Moluno, you're in a little bit of trouble and not going to get everything they wanted. But here comes Lee Sin coming around from the back. Can he make something happen here? He makes his presence known. Going on shield to the ward, trying to get the kick, trying to get the Q, trying to get anything. Moluno is forced to flash out of there. And Genja does try to Valkyrie on in, try and make something happen, but we'll take a turret shot. They will be fine, and Ghost Pepper with the ult just so he makes some clearance.
Yeah, just wanting to farm a little bit. But right now, Curse, because of how far behind they are, they're trying to make plays happen. And they know that they need to, start being aggressive in this game and try and put M5 on their heels. And it's almost working out for them.
Almost.
Just barely not, because M5 is so well aware of the situation, and they have the global from Shen as that safety net just to always help them out. Like Gragas in the mid lane, he didn't have to use it. You can bet that Darien had his trigger finger on that ultimate. And so as a result, they're able to just continue pressuring them. Genja, even being very low, will be able to pressure Slepper a little bit. Though Slepper might be able to go for this. He throws off the slow, a Q. There's the dash. One more attack would be able to do it. Can't quite get it off.
Wow.
His ignite was not up. And again, Lee Sin soloing that dragon, but then coming on to Zinnik, has the slow to chase him down.
There's the slow coming on, and stun in response, but there's a snowball coming from Ghost Pepper. Nice shield to the ward and a dragon kick backwards. Not going to be leaving today. You are out of here. And Diamondprox can just go ahead and continue what he started. Alex Itch going to be finding Moluno in the bush, and here comes Barrels for all the damage necessary. Can he finish it off? But no! The ult from Alex will not be enough damage. Moluno will actually get out to safety.
Yeah, beautiful save from Moopy there, but unfortunately they're not able to convert it into any sort of significant advantage. So yes, Moopy just did a fantastic job of saving Blitzcrank from the kill, but right now Alex is just too tanky. They can't take him down. He has that Negatron cloak. He's going to be building that into the Abyssal Scepter, and so Orianna by herself doesn't have enough damage. Because they can't convert on these kills where they keep on getting very close, they're just not catching up to M5 at all. So M5 can continue pressuring them around the map and being very aggressive.
Slepper using the ult just to make sure you can clear the wave and keep the pressure off of the tower. Make sure that Genja gets no free hits on it, and also killing time for Zinnik to actually get back into the lane. Things going down over by Curse's blue, so once again going to be passed over to Moopsy, but a lot of damage. Zinnik just face check is right there in that bush. I am not leaving. I'm getting my ult down We want a kill on Genja. Not going to happen. He will Valkyrie away. Slepper wants it. He's hungry for it. The Ignite was back up. One more auto attack. Yes, we'll actually get it. Goes to Pepper. Now it's your turn to run away here, but Zinnik will not be able to connect with the stun, and then Nunu will actually get back to tower safely. But here's Alex with the ult. It's back up again. That cooldown is really short. Getting the kill onto Terry. Goes to Pepper. Will you go down here? No! Double kill for Alex.
Slepper almost turning it around, and the kills bottom were absolutely huge, but then Slepper was able to dodge out of the barrel from Gragas. Gragas actually jumping right into Moopsy. The ult is down for him, so he's not going to take any turret shots, but once he gets that barrel combo up once again, he could go in for it. Maluno coming in, though. The Shen ult as well to dash in with the body slam, as well as the taunt. He's going to take the tower for a second, and then should be okay.
And here's Lee Sin, too, just for a little bit of extra insurance. Alex wants all that damage down onto the Blitz, but here comes a shield from Lee Sin. It's a little bit extra damage, and the Dragon's Rage putting him backwards. Alex with the belly getting that one.
Yeah, and because M5 is ahead and has such a tanky team, they can make these really aggressive plays and just constantly tower dive Curse and, you know, pull off all this fancy footwork just because of their lead. And so Curse trying to pull back, you know, making some really nice plays themselves, but just can't quite pull it out. Tarek, in the meantime, will get the stun on Alex Ich. If Ezreal can follow it up, he has the ultimate. He is very low, so that Ezreal ultimate should be able to pick it up. But the quick dash, and now Alex Ich has used his flash, which opens up the ultimate, but he misses. And the Gragas barrel will split them off here. The Nunu ultimate as well. Slepper really in a dangerous situation as Diamondprox will chase him down for the kill.
The full proc from the Nunu ult, and Alex will actually out-damage the Tarek here underneath tower, and I think that's a little bit of an admission here from Curse. You know, there's no reason that Tarek would go, a support would go and try and duel an AP underneath the tower. I think Curse is kind of realizing that things may be over.
Yeah, and they just want to pick up some kills if they can get those killing sprees from Gragas, but just don't quite have the opportunities to get it. Angus, so far on the top lane, has been very successful, even with the 0-3 disadvantage in farming. So, like, you know, clearly not successful at 0-3, but even with the fact that he was shut down so early, he's actually doing a nice job of laning against Darien this game, but they don't have a lot of opportunities. The kick on the Moopsy, knocking him into the team, almost getting out of there. Actually, the Gragas barrel can't hit him. One last attack from Genja does take it, and Maluno, even with that hook, he almost goes down. The flash over, Genja following it up for the double kill.
Very well done, and Valkyrie right over the wall, and that's how powerful M5 is right now. The fact that they can just tower dive without a care in the world. Alex coming down bot, Slepper's in a little bit of trouble, but the DFG 1-2-3 hit combo. That is 100-0 from Alex right now.
Yeah, just insane amounts of damage. And having a DFG and Abyssal Scepter at 18 minutes is just impossible to play against, basically. It's just so much burst damage. He's 8-1 right now. Just, you know, fantastic play from M5 so far. And it was back to their early advantages that they were able to take over Curse. Then Curse, trying to pull themselves back, weren't quite able to do it. They had a really aggressive game plan. They wanted to try and snowball the game early with that Blitzcrank. Blitzcrank fell really far behind, and M5 was taking advantages as a result. Darien
dashing down onto Anguish. Right here, top tower, just taking it for the rest of the time, making clears for Gosu Pepper. Barrel from Alex, not actually going to grab that one. So, you know what, give Gosu one. He needs one.
Yeah, almost grabbing that, but you know, we will see. In the meantime, Genja popping the bottom turret. Gragas walking right past Maluno. They're actually going to catch him off here, so I don't know if they're going to have enough damage for it. The body slam followed by the hook.
Nice.
Get back here. The Shen ultimate, though, they will be able to turn it around, and you see them running in terror. Moopsy goes down very quickly.
I think this is far from done, I believe. Just M5 has taken so much of an advantage in this game. They're doing Baron right now on the 20th minute because they have the power to do this. How did he get in there? How did he get in there? I don't understand.
Yeah, just walking past, actually. Gets the flash out. They can't even take him down when he's in their own base. In the meantime, M5 grabbing the Baron. will be able to push in.
Yeah.
And, again, I really enjoyed what, Curse was trying to do with this game, trying to come back. They recognized they needed to have an aggressive game plan to match up against M5 because M5 has just been phenomenal in the late game, with their kiting strategies and with their tanky lineups. It's just almost impossible to play against. But M5, with the early advantages, pulled away very quickly. Genja turning around, but they should be able to pick him up. The flash out, and Maluno is in pursuit. The Ezreal ultimate as well. They pick up the kill, so Moopsy gets one to the name.
But here comes Alex. He's still in the jungle. You got the barrels still up. He's using the clearly, but that's it. It's 20 minutes now.
He needed
There's a surrender. He needed that CS, man. He needed it for the credit. Curse will go ahead with the surrender, and that is it. A 3-0 victory for M5. And they will be winning the first IPL Elites on the EU, going home with $2,000 American. But, Curse.EU, they had a fantastic showing for the rest of the brackets. They managed to get this far, and that's it. Yeah, $700. They're doing pretty good for themselves.
And Alex Ich was embarrassed at the end by only having 164 CS. Doesn't quite live up to his normal 500 standards. No. But I'm just kidding, of course. But
yeah,
really impressive play once again from M5.
Yeah.
Just all around fantastic. And
yeah,
we'll see how they continue to do going forward.
Yeah, and that was that last game though. That was Curse going all in.
Yeah.
It was a very strange. It's Blitzcrank jungle. It's not something you really ever see in competitive play. But if it worked, it would have been huge. It would have been amazing. And there are a lot of other similar all-in plays in LoL as well. Like sometimes the Shaco jungle can be considered an all-in, or even if you have like a roamer or something like that. But that's it, though. I think we're pretty much done here. Now, here's the thing, though. We also still have our NA side to go through and follow up with. So you do have... we do have one more semifinal match to go in, and we still have the finals, which will actually be concluding next week because there are a few, conflicts here and there. But we'll go ahead and get that settled, and we'll see who our NA champions for the Elites will be next week.
Yeah, so that's the end of our IPL Elite tournament for the EU scene. We will have the challengers, like we've been saying, and we'll be continuing this. It is like a, Pro League and then the way of getting up there. So all these teams, we will get to see them again. Really impressive play from M5. I would just like to bring handsome Nick Allen back on, just one last time for the sign-off.
What are you doing?
I said I'd bring him on. So thanks, guys.
Yep.
It's been a nice day. We will have a rebroadcast up.
And remember, IGN.com/IPL. Go to the news section, scroll down. You guys, $5 $50 RP cards. Just hit a few buttons. You can go ahead. You can enter that contest. I'm sure you got our mods spamming the link in chat. Go enter that. It's $50. You just got to hit a few buttons. You can go ahead, enter that. And
I've entered 7 times already.
There you go.
I think you can only enter 4, though, but I'm not sure.
Well, you broke the system. We should probably get that fixed then. But, hey, we will see you guys next week. We will continue the Elites for the NA, start up on the Challengers, and face-off is next weekend. If you're in the Bay Area, buy your tickets. IGN.com/IPL, big red button. Buy them now. And, hey, we will see you then, guys.